best friends, got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone at school, while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked, but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now, I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode 123. I'm here with Blaze Radio. How you doing, man? I'm sure
just me and you.
I guess so. I'm sure Rio could pop in.
I still think we need to move it. We need to move it back to 6.
I can't hear what.
We should move back to 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6:09.
Better. I wish I could start a stream like that. I'm gonna do that for one of my teams.
This should be. We should do pick and roll every Thursday, 6:09 p.m.
Deal. All right.
I just think more people getting off of work, and we be able to get people, on, especially on the East Coast and stuff like that. Shout out to Joey and Spongy and Daniel and Ryan, everybody in the chat, and everybody right here in my chat. This is mine.
No, that's mine. Mine are there.
No, you get the one. You get the over there. This is my chat, though.
No, that's mine because look, Arku's in my chat. And it's right there.
Arku, we're going to talk about you in a little bit in your
Hey,
boys.
that rhymed.
I got a rant. I don't know what the question of the day is, but I got a rant.
You want to go for the rant first?
I guess.
Or do you want me to just do the question?
Well, the question will be better once there's people here, if the other guys come. So,
and
it's not really don't need solo layout or nothing. It's just today I decided, because of what happened last night, I wanted to watch ESPN today for a little bit, see what they had to say about it. And my rant is, even after one of the most amazing basketball games I've ever seen in my life, after an incredible comeback, sorry to Coach and the Knicks, but I got a take on that later too. They had a story today on ESPN about Tyrese Halliburton's dad, number one, not a story, and Michael Jordan versus LeBron. They had an entire segment on Jordan versus LeBron today.
What time were you watching?
I watched SportsCenter, NBA Today, First Take. I watched them all just to see what everybody said about that game last night. So, what's up, Rios? Here's my rant. I decided after last night's game to watch ESPN a little bit today.
Same here. I did too.
So, and I normally don't because of their takes and it's
I
just
did
their
not.
opinions and shit. But here's the thing. My two complaints are we had a whole segment on Tyrese Halliburton's dad today, which was unnecessary because he was at a bar doing his thing and there was cameras everywhere. So that's the end of that. I don't really talk about it because that's not news. We have too much on the court great stuff to talk about. The second thing is they had an entire segment on Michael Jordan versus LeBron today because of what some agent said. It's like, and I've shared it in our group chats and stuff where ESPN is the fucking problem. They are part of the problem. When you have a game like that last night, that's all you should have talked about. And tonight's game. Who cares? Why are we talking about the Lakers and LeBron James versus Michael Jordan on a day where there's so much great stuff to talk about? That's ridiculous. And they were complaining about how people were talking about Tyrese Halliburton's dad, not the game, because he's trying to distract. And they put a whole segment on it. So you're part of the problem. I mean, that just drives me nuts that they would do that today on a day where there's so much on the court news that they could have talked about. It's ridiculous.
No, I agree with you exactly. Like, think about, 20, 30 years ago, after a huge game, that was all they would talk about on SportsCenter. That was all they talked. They didn't talk about it. These narratives and things, that agendas they're trying to push. No, it was, hey, this is what happened last night. Here's the breakdown, and these are our thoughts on it.
It's crazy. And there was just a segment, I think I shared in our group chat or something about why are we talking about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time, even when they're not relevant? It's stupid. I get it. But I feel bad for teams like the Thunder, for teams like the Pacers who just made history last night, like stuff like that. Why aren't we talking about that shit? And that's my rant. I wanted to get that out of the way because I decided to watch ESPN and I got what I asked for.
You regret it. No, it's like Michael Wilbon said, not too long ago. He's not going to fall into the clickbait stuff. He's going to cover the actual sporting events and what's going on. He's not going to fall into his agendas, because he's not into that clickbait shit. Like, he is a legitimate reporter and he's going to do his job, be a journalist.
I've watched him and Kornheiser since they were on the radio. I used to listen to them when I drove to work, driving to Pittsburgh and back all the time, Kornheiser and Wilbon. And I'm glad they're still there. Tony Reale and his show's great too, but they're on the way out. Which those are really good shows right now because he's bringing all the past people on to play PT. It's really good. Pardon the Interruption and what's the other one? Pardon the Interruption's Wilbon and Kornheiser.
Yeah.
No, theirs is
Around the Horn is gone.
Around
the Horn is leaving.
Yeah, they're still, but the last of the Around the Horn shows are now, and they're really good. PTI is really good, Ark. I agree. It's because they have segments, they have topics, but it's a debate show between two guys. It's like me and my buddy are just like those two. Like I'm Blaze Kornheiser, and my buddy is Wilbon. They're. I don't know. I wanted to get that out of the way.
They keep it about sports and they keep it relative to what's going on. They don't do the what ifs and talk about the Lakers and the Cowboys every damn episode.
And when they do, it's just one little segment and moving on. And they'll tell you, just like you said, Riaz, they're not down for that shit.
Now, there is someone that my dad watches, and that's Colin Cowherd. He loves Colin Cowherd.
Cowherd's all right, but his opinions are ass.
He loves his takes.
Yeah.
My dad watches him all the time. It's his go-to is PTI. Like, he records PTI, he watches it so he can fast forward through the recordings. That's his show.
But
that First Take and Colin.
But PTI's probably, it's been going on for so long too. I wouldn't be surprised if that's done in the next couple of years too. Which that's like the last of the great stuff. So all right, I'll get my little rant and ESPN out of the way. I don't want to talk about that. What's the question of the day?
Yeah, but before I get into the question of the day, I just got to say this. I'm glad you brought it up because I barely watch ESPN anymore. I barely watch it. The only thing I watch, content creators. I go on Twitter for my news. I get the notifications. I will go read an article or something. I barely watch ESPN.
That's why they're losing a lot of top talent to Fox Sports because
they
actually do what ESPN used to do.
Just talk about the fucking people playing the sport. It's too much opinion, and we said it a million times. That's what it's become more about their personalities than the sports athletes. It's more about Stephen A. Smith and Shay Shay and all these, Big Jerk Perk and all those ding dongs. And I've said it a million times.
That's Coach's guy.
just because you're good on the court doesn't mean you're good at analyzing the game. It
And
doesn't.
and vice versa.
Yeah, and just because you were good on the court doesn't mean you're a good coach either. And we've seen that a lot. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, they weren't great coaches. They tried, but they're legends. You know, it's neither here nor there. It's something that I had to bring up because I was so excited last night I couldn't sleep after that game. I really couldn't.
That's going to be one of the top 5 playoff games I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that was phenomenal.
I got a lot of notes on it when we get to it, but what's the question, Mitch?
It's your opinion. There's no right or wrong answer for this.
Okay.
Best player in the playoffs right now.
Ooh.
Tyrese Halliburton. That dude he went from being
I
overweight
may have to go with his
carrying
teammate.
the Pacers on his back right now.
Well, what did you say? Best play in the whole playoffs?
No,
Or you
playoffs right now in the conference finals. Right now.
After after 2 games.
Yeah, if you want to go whole playoffs, that's up to you.
The whole playoffs
But-
would be different.
Yeah,
Because
hopefully
I'd
probably
say-
Joker because he just
Yeah.
was carrying a
Who?
bad.
I'm sorry, who?
Joker, the numbers he put up, and Brunson for how he's gotten the Knicks where they're at. You know, those two have balled out the whole time.
But
I mean,
I got to go Halliburton. I mean, that dude was just on another level yesterday.
and it's not only his scoring; he's the passes he makes, the energy he brings to the court,
His court vision as well. Like, he makes the right reads at the right time.
and I don't buy into this. And I think someone already brought up in the chat once: free throw merchant. You might as well put that right up there with game manager. About how they talk about quarterbacks, because depending on the team and everything, you want your quarterback to be a game manager. You know, so I get why people say it because of all this stuff. But you might as well throw free throw merchant and game manager up with tank and rig. Just stupid. You know how on PTI when they say a banned thing and they have all the shit come down, I wish we could have that, because at the end of the day is one of their banned comments.
Oh, really?
I had shit in a group chat when they said that about SGA. I'm like, he's not. You know, I said it sarcastically. He's never going to be the free throw merchant. I'm like, we've seen it for years now. Like,
Did you see what Jared McCain said though?
You
Did see
got
what
to.
Jared-
I mean that's part of the game now. That's what I shared in
It
our
is.
chat too. It's part of the
It
game.
is.
But here's the thing: it's different in the playoffs. Me and
Yeah.
Rios and Mitch, we were talking about it last night in the chat. The refs are letting them play, and I love it. There was a lot of plays that could be called fouls, physical activity, but
I
they're
was
letting
going
them-
off on the foul on the refs on the late.
But you were dead wrong, bro. They were letting them play.
Yeah, but the 1 or 2 calls could have changed the entire game though.
Well, then go to Obi Toppin's dunk. He was fouled. That would have ended. The
I
game.
know. That would have ended.
the game.
You
So
know
it
what
was on
would have
both
ended the
ends.
game? If OG Anunoby made those free throws.
Yeah, that too. There's a lot. But I'm just saying the referees need to be commended because this is higher level ball, man. These are dudes that are playing for their lives and they're going to make mistakes.
Reminded me of the 90s with the physicality. Yeah. They were going at it and they were letting them play. And I'm all for it. That's what the
everything
about.
Everything we bitch about, no defense. This is one of the best defensive playoffs we're seeing. We're going to only see better because of how the Thunder play, because of how the Pacers play, because of how all 4 of these teams have great defensive, passing, defense, rebounding. We're not talking about people just horking up tons of threes all season. That's part of it too. And you're going to live or die by that. But these referees last night, they have the replay to go to now. So if it's something they're going to call, and you got to think about, this is so quick, some of these plays. And until they show us the 8K super slow-mo, you're like, oh, I even did it on your stream last night, Mitch. I was like, damn, Brunson flopped like a motherfucker. But then the replay,
saw that.
He got hit right in the damn chin. You couldn't see it from any angle but the other one. So how are these refs supposed to see everything?
It looked like a flop to me.
Yeah, but when they showed the one angle,
I didn't see the chin. I didn't see it.
Yeah, the third angle they showed while the refs were looking at it, he got nailed, but it was so quick. It's a millisecond. So kudos to the refs for putting up with it. And you're not seeing a lot of bitching anymore because they got to get back on defense.
They got to. My only complaint is Brunson does the head thing a little too much.
Yeah.
Yep. So does Luka. So does Kyrie. So does SGA was doing that shit going in the lane.
That's the game now, but that's really my only complaint about it. But
yeah,
I mean,
me too.
It's part of the game now, and what can you do?
Are we all agreeing with Rios, Blaze, that it is Halliburton?
After last night, it's hard not to say it with how he. I know you're going to say Naismith.
You could say Naismith.
Naismith, if he didn't, but there's so many.
Yesterday.
Yeah, he broke records. I mean, no one's ever made 6 threes in a fourth quarter in the history of the conference finals. That's history.
I know.
And that sparked them. Nemhard's 3 late, that was huge.
Yes.
You know, it's like that's
He
the
was
difference.
unconscious yesterday. I was like, oh my God, like who is this guy?
Here's the difference to me last night. Nemhard, and I'm not just looking at numbers because I know that's not the whole story. But if you look at the Knicks, it was
Bruh.
Townsend Brunson, 35, 43. That's amazing. Mitchell Robinson, 2. Cameron Payne, 6. McBride had 9, not bad. And that's it. They're playing with 5 players right now. And the Pacers are playing with 9 or 10. And those 7, 8, and 9 are producing. McConnell producing. That's the difference between these two teams.
Exactly what I said before about Thibodeau. How many players did you say? 5, 6?
Well, you got the starting 5 and then McBride, Payne, and Robinson. But Robinson,
So 8.
what did he do last night? He got some rebounds, but not much. But they're not.
So
Those other
it was
3 aren't
8.
doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say that he's running players into the ground, but 8 is like a normal rotation.
It is, but no one else. Like, where's Achua? Where's Shamit? Where's Tyler Kolek off the bench to give someone a spell a little bit? Because they're not as deep as Indiana. Plus, here's the thing, and it's funny because it's a pun. People were saying it. It was Indiana's pace almost the whole game.
Yeah.
No, even the announcement that they didn't think the Knicks would be able to keep up with their pace because the Pacers they're one of the higher scoring teams in the league.
It's up to Thibodeau now. It's up to Thibodeau. What changes is he going to make to try to combat what the Pacers are doing?
Because they stayed in the game because the Knicks bench was actually putting up points when Brunson had to sit with foul trouble.
Yes.
But you can't rely on that, in a 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough as far as the adjustments go because
you're talking, Mitch, you said Nesmith, and you got to talk about what he did. I mean, those 3 threes that he hit, 2 of them, they're not really guard. They weren't really guard. Like Charles Barkley said it after the game. After the first 2, he's hot. You got to be on that dude. And they were, you see a hand up, but it wasn't like lock him down. He's on freaking fire. But he also made his shots too. A couple of them left to right, lateral movement made him open to shoot that. Tyrese's buzzer beater was amazing. I mean, the choke thing is one thing, and I thought he was going to regret it. But
he might actually get fined for that now.
But let's think about this.
It was a 3-pointer. I mean, just like
He pulled a Kevin Durant.
And McAfee said it today. If his foot was behind the line, that's a swish. Because he was a little bit further back. It hit the back of the rim. And that's one of the most amazing shots to tie a game or send it to overtime I've ever seen.
It reminds me of Kawhi Leonard's.
Yeah, it did about. Yes, it did. But here's the thing we all got to think about. He did reference this. It's something to talk about. The choke, Reggie Miller, Reggie. But let's remember who won that series when Reggie did the choke.
It was the Knicks.
Yeah.
They won
how many games? I forget.
It was game 5 when Reggie hit the shot.
Yeah.
Game 6 and 7, the Knicks won. But the Knicks here's the breaking news. A long time ago, the Knicks have a savior, and here's who it's going to be. The Knicks have a savior. A long time ago, I got to talk to a man named Adam Silver. So me and Adam Silver had a conversation, right? A long time ago. It's finally coming to fruition.
I need to walk. I'm
finally
sorry.
coming to fruition, maybe. Here's your savior for the Knicks.
Oh, my living God.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to save everybody.
Wow.
You have free time on your hands?
No, I've had that for a really long time. That's actually poor.
He was waiting for this moment.
Yeah, they need somebody to step up. They really do, or else this could be. I mean, they're going to win. They're going to win probably game 2. They're going to change something, win game 2, but it's going to be tough. It could be 5. It could be 5 games. Pacers could take this in 5. Like teacher just said, don't make me agree with you, teacher. We always disagree.
You know what's crazy? Because Brunson had 43 points. Cat had 35. Those guys played the games of their lives, and they still lost.
Yeah.
Their bench,
like I said,
provided a bunch of points. They still lost. I mean,
I think 135 is the most the Knicks have scored all year.
Yeah.
I mean, there is overtime, but it was 13-10 still, 125 or whatever.
Like, that's got to be a back-breaking loss because you get basically a 20-point lead and going into
it was 15 or 17. It was like 9 with less than a minute to go.
I'm not gonna let you guys out. Like, but around the 2-minute mark, I was gonna, start playing video games. I was like, let me go ahead and finish. I was like, what's 2 minutes? I am so glad I ain't turned it off because man,
Like I said before, the Indiana Pacers are the fastest offensive team in the league for the last 3 years.
They
So
are.
if they just keep this up, the Knicks play methodical. But you see what happens
I'm so
when
glad I ain't turned it off because man, that was probably the greatest 2 minutes of basketball
Yeah.
I've seen in a long
The
time.
box score is very deceiving because Bridges had 16, OG had 16. If OG had 18, like you said, the game probably would have been over if he made those free throws. But I think they come back more physical in game 2. I think that Mitchell Robinson are going to get more physical, and we may see a scrap in game 2.
Well, speaking of free throws, like people don't realize how important they are. I'm gonna go back in time to 1995, Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Mitch was 2.
Rockets
I was
against
1.
the Rockets were down. The Magic had 4 chances to make free throws. Nick Anderson missed all 4.
Oh yeah, the Nick Anderson thing. I do remember that
Anderson,
now.
yeah.
The Knicks win
I
it,
think he
and
had 30 for 30 on that.
that was it. That was over.
That's pressure, man. That's unmeasurable pressure too. Just a regular free
And
throw.
he was a good free throw shooter. And
Yeah, really good.
4 in a row. And
Here's another player too.
The Magic won 60 games.
Wait, which player am I thinking of?
Probably a Sixer because you're going to feel bad about it.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, they need a Miles McBride to step up, Josh Hart to step up. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if they have the answer. It'll be very interesting to find out. But that was an incredible comeback. That game,
Me
people.
as a basketball fan, I hope it goes 7, but
Me too.
that
Yeah. I
has
got
to be
Patriots in
waiting,
6.
and like I would not be surprised. This is a sweep.
But
Honestly,
like people need. I wish the conversation was more not about the bullshit. This is to me, basketball's the best freaking sport in the world. The energy. I mean,
It's the way you
football's
dribble up and down the
fantastic.
court.
Football is fantastic because of the more people than the physicality, but the energy, the nonstop.
And guys pushing other players' butts. So there you go. Push.
I got a hot take on that. We'll talk about that whenever we're in football season because I want to put a lot of you Philly guys on the spot and see how you react.
Every team does it.
No, that's not. You'll find out that take later on. AK, I want to know AK's take on it halftime. Oh, you guys cool, Cat? I want to know. But it's just
sounds good. Looking forward to it.
But I go back to people like Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only a couple plays, but look what that did. It almost took the energy out. What am I shutting up about? You don't even know what I'm going to say. We'll find out sooner or later.
when the lights are the brightest, that really did, separates the men from the boys. And
Yeah.
the Pacers, their guys stepped up when they were down and when the lights were super bright. And the Knicks were like, oh, they were chanting outside that the game was over with 2 minutes
Yeah.
left.
They were Nixon 4. They were chanting. What name do you hate, AK?
The
Ben
tush
Simmons?
push.
Oh, yeah, it is kind of zesty when you're talking about. That's why right now what I'm doing every time an Eagles fan comes around, I say, congrats on your tush push. I say, ooh, that sounds weird to say, but congrats on your tush push.
No, look,
Yeah.
I was at a bar. We were watching. You had the game on the big screen. I'm watching against a regular fan, and I was blown away by it. I was like, "There's no fucking way that shot goes in."
Yeah, I stood up. I was standing for almost the whole overtime. It
The
was
entire
exciting.
bar was like, holding their breath. They're like, "There's no way it goes in." You're like, "Oh shit!"
And as soon as they called it a 2, my first thought was, if the Knicks win, they're going to crucify Tyrese Halliburton for doing that.
Yeah.
Because he would have choked in the overtime, but they pulled it out. That's real resiliency because he knew he fucked up. He even said it. He said, I should have saved that for like game 4 or 5 or something. He's like, I used that too. But when that happens, I mean,
Yeah.
I know we can bring back the Kawhi thing and piss off a bunch of Sixers fans. It doesn't bother me. Plus, that's one of his favorite players. But the Kawhi thing was lower and it hit the rim like 4 times. This son of a bitch went past the damn shot clock.
Way up there, and then it was just like
That was unbelievable. I've never seen a ball bounce that high in an
And go
NBA
in.
play and go in.
I was in
it-
disbelief. I was like, I even said, I was like, oh my god, no fucking way. I mean,
it just was like
see
I
that.
saw it in slow motion. I'm like,
These
His
playoffs
forwards
are
on the line,
must see
too.
now. If you're a basketball fan, whether you're a fan of one of these 4 teams or not, these playoffs are must see.
It
I mean,
is.
if if we're going to move over to the Timberwolves and them, I think Edwards' ankle was really bothering him.
I actually have a
He's
That could
not
be a problem.
He is.
Yeah.
He's playing banged up, but I mean that's the playoffs. No one.
Yeah. Yep. Give him a shot. Do something. Tape the shit out of it. But one shot in the fourth quarter, no points. That's unacceptable if you're trying to be the face of the league. But I think it was the injury too. It was like when the game was kind of in hand, sit him. It's a 7-game series, not a 1-game series. He's the man. You got to have him. With a minor twisted ankle, you do it again, then he's done for the series.
Yeah.
But a minor twisted ankle, like he can play on. But look at his game. His game's about elevation and going to the rim. Can he do that? I hope so, because otherwise, the other series might go for.
I mean, David,
you gotta think ahead sometimes, and they made the smart move. Sit them. You know what? Live on game 2. If they can win, game 2, you steal home court, you have a chance in this series.
And Rios, I want to bring up something you said not long ago. Coaching matters. And right now, these coaches are on the spot. If the Knicks can't put themselves in line through Thibodeau, they're in trouble. If the Wolves coach can't figure out who else can step up or put 5 out there, even when Ant's not out there and someone else steps up, I put a lot on the coaches right now for those two teams.
What about the referees?
Going back to from my personal experience with the Rockets, they weren't the best basketball team, when they won those 2 championships.
No,
it matters.
No, not at all. Hell, we could see a 4 versus 6 in the finals if the Wolves come back and the Pacers win.
Because when the Rocks won their second one, they were the 6th seed. They had to win against multiple 60-win teams to get there. Which
I really wish they go back to just 8 playoff teams
after the final so far.
I'm starting to not be a fan of the play-in. I'm starting to wish it was just the top 8 because
just get rid of it.
I mean, you'll every once in a blue moon, every 10, 15 years, you'll have one of those 8, 9, 10, or 11s get in there, but 8 is enough. I mean, pardon the pun. When you get teams with 10 more losses than wins in the postseason, but this is another reason why, being number 1 or 2 isn't always the best. We could see 4 or 6 make it to the finals. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they're good teams.
Really quick. So David asked, what do you think of Denver keeping the interim coach? Predictable. I mean, he took them to a game 7 against the Thunder in the second round. I mean, I didn't have them going that far after they fired their head coach. So I'm like, it was predictable. I knew it was going to happen.
I mean, I think they might, because it depends on. There's a lot of things we don't know, and I mean, Malone was on McAfee today, and they were all saying, I agree. He'll be coaching probably next year. There's not, unless he wants to stay on TV and just be an analyst. He's a great coach. He's going to find somewhere to end up being. And I'm not one of these guys like when there's an obscure coach come up and get the spot that I'm going to shit on them. I want to see what they do first as a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, people shit all over JJ Redick. He helped turn that team around. I mean, they fell apart, but there's other better examples. Like this guy has a real opportunity at the job of his life. Let him try. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like you guys shit on the Cowboys' new coach, all you Eagles fans. Like, he might be a good coach. We don't know. Like you never know.
But it's the Cowboys that it turns out.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna take you guys to a different sport. So my favorite team in soccer is Real Madrid. So when they fired their coach in mid-season, they had the interim coach. He's a former player, club legend. No coaching experience really.
Yeah.
He took over. They won so in soccer, the biggest title you can win at the club level is the Champions League. They won it 3 years in a row. With the guy
that's crazy.
Coach. So it can work out.
There's two ways that can go. Like the Nuggets thing, the system didn't really change. You know what I'm saying? When they brought that new coach on, everything pretty much stayed the same. He was already in the system. They were doing it. If you go outside and you bring someone else in that people question, then he might try to change the whole scenario. That's a different story. But like the Nuggets didn't really change. Like Joker stepped up and was coaching more, obviously. We saw that. But it's like, is the new coach someone within the system that's just going to keep the system going and support what was already going? Or is it someone that's going to come in and try to change shit? That's a big deal. What's up, A?
So the only thing that the interim coach did not do, and then we'll go into the MVP race and all that, he could not counter Alex Caruso on Jokic. He could not find a way to counter that. So
I don't think the Nuggets had the Bruce Brown and the guys off the bench that they had 2 years ago. So that's kind of, you're right. And at the same time, it's like, that sucks for the coach to inherit that. because he
Yeah.
didn't bring, that's another whole story. When a new coach comes in, that coach didn't recruit. That coach didn't have people coming to that team because of him. That coach didn't go visit in the offseason or bring someone in. It's not really his team, but
I know.
it's neither here nor there. That's an opportunity they got to take advantage of when a coach gets put in that position.
Yeah. So, Arku, are you here?
Yeah, he's there.
He was SGA. I got it right since the beginning of the year. I got that right.
I mean,
Woohoo.
way to go. Congrats.
Thank
Here's your cookie.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
get
twice as many votes. I mean, a lot of people were saying it's highway robbery because Jokic led in fucking 3 categories. He beat Shea in almost every category.
He almost averaged a triple-double as a center.
Yeah, he did average. He 29, 12, and 10. That's insane for someone to average a triple-double and not get the MVP. But I can't argue against SGA either because he carried that team all year. Not carried, but he led that team all year. Were we ever talking about SGA falling off all year? No. They continued to do well all year. It's a toss-up.
How is LeBron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
He got a 4th place vote. He got a 4th place vote. That's all. And 13. And
Why?
Because people like him. Because they're young people. That's all they care about. Cade Cunningham.
I'm younger than most of them.
I mean, you can't really consider. Look, Jason Tatum got 84 4th place votes. What's that say? Giannis got 88.
Because the Celtics were one of the best teams that were coming off.
Yeah,
of
I mean, I'm just saying
win.
They didn't get any 1st or 2nd place votes. You know what I'm saying? So they're in the right positions.
Cade should have more votes than fucking LeBron.
Yeah, I agree. Because I mean, you take LeBron out of that team, they still have, they wouldn't have been where they were at.
So
but they're still.
You're telling me Steph Curry's here, Edwards is here, below LeBron?
Well, it's
like
I said, the only thing that matters for this voting is the
Jalen Brunson.
The rest of it doesn't matter. It's only the first votes that matter.
I know, but Evan Mobley got one.
He was defensive player of the year. That's and Cleveland.
Let's go.
The Cleveland
He
writer
got
voted
one.
for it. And he got a 5th place vote. Come on.
I don't care.
What are
He
we
got
talking
one.
about?
I don't care. He got one. I'm happy. Congrats to Evan Mobley.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. MPJ and Aaron Gordon playing with really banged. All these teams are banged up, and they're not as deep as they were. And this is the season. The super teams are gone. These overloaded teams up front are gone. It's all about the depth and what your bench can do, longevity and defense.
Speaking of defense, here's the all defensive teams.
I segued right into it for you.
There you go. Evan
Lou
Mobley,
Dort.
Dre
Hey, my
Maxey.
boy Lou Dort is up there. Amen Thompson,
Dyson
Rios'
Daniels.
boy, he deserves it.
Amon Thompson. Yep.
Yeah, he's Dyson Daniels led this. He could arguably have been the player of the year for defense. Led the league in steals. He's now become a defensive stopper for just about anybody. He's a star now.
I love it. Rudy
cares
Gobert
about
on the
the
second
second
team.
Who
Thank
cares
God.
about the second team? But I can't
Jared
argue with that
Jackson,
first team at all. I can't argue with that first team at all.
No, you get Rios. You like the first?
I think he went to poop.
No, he gets a drink.
Yeah, I know.
What
Alright.
We're talking about your boy Amen Thompson making first team all defense.
Well deserved.
Yep.
I've been saying all year he's gonna make first team all defense, and I was right.
Just don't trade him.
He's untouchable. He's not getting traded.
I know. That's what all this stupid. I'm glad we're not talking about trade rumors today. We can talk about that later because they're everywhere right now. And real quick, before we do go on to that, until Giannis declares for a trade, why are we even talking about him getting traded? I don't know. I don't want to get into trade talk.
Well, I think with him, he said he's open to it. So
they're jumping all over that shit. You're right. You're right.
And here is all NBA rookie first team.
McCain should be on there if he played all year. McCain would be on there, but
McCain would have won.
It would have been close.
Won.
It would have been closer, depending on. I mean, if the Sixers still played like trash the whole year, who knows if he would have been able to produce the whole year? I mean, he would have been he would have been on this list. I still think Zach Edey has proven a lot of people wrong. People didn't think he could produce right away, and he did very well his rookie year. Sarr and Regis Shea, those two guys they got a lot of developing to do. Jalen Wells was a surprise to me, but he played great all year too as a rookie. So. Hey,
and then Spurs back-to-back rookie of the year.
Rios loves it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. I mean, Stefan Castle might not even be on that team next year if it ends up being part of a Giannis or KD trade or something. So we'll see. It's gonna be weird.
And your
There's
boy,
my boy. I got a
your
lot of
boy.
money. Buzelis. Now he's going to develop. He's still, and these are all babies still too. Kelly Ware is amazing too.
That was my pick for rookie of
Yeah.
the year in the beginning of the year.
And he's still developing. He showed signs here and there what he can do. And I don't know a lot about Carrington, Klingon, or Missy. I'll be straight up. I know they're good, but I haven't watched them enough to really judge what they've done. I mean, who's watching the Pelicans, Blazers, and whoever the other team was?
Yeah. David,
yeah, bring him on. I agree. It's marketing.
I agree. It's out. Oh my God.
Run it back, Philly. That's what we're doing. We're running it back. All right, let's not get off track here. We got 4.
No, what is that guy's
great
name?
teams.
I'm drawing a blank now.
Ace
Bailey.
Oh, Ace Bailey. Yeah. Let's not get too far.
Philly swept the Rockies.
We'll be talking about drafts and trade rumors when the season's over. We got way too much really good basketball going on right now to be talking about other shit.
I know. I mean, I think we just covered all of them except for the Thunder win game 1.
I mean, that was a blow.
That was just.
I don't even remember it because last night is just flooding my brain with that game. It's hard to remember what happened in the Thunder game. I know they won handily. It wasn't really that much of a close game. I hope it's closer.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Thunder just took over.
I mean, yesterday, like the Knicks were running away for a little bit, and then I was about to turn it off. I'm like, you know what? Let me finish it. Maybe something crazy will happen.
When it was 15, I was with you. I was like, man, the Pacers are going to really to play this great and lose. That's going to be tough for the Pacers.
Yeah,
they make me feel like a fool.
Yeah. But I mean, it's up to the health of Ant tonight.
970-0 when an opponent's winning by almost 20 points in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's the craziest stat.
970-0.
That's amazing. I mean, it's one of the greatest people. They were saying on TV, the one thing I did take away from the ESPN shows today is last night was a game they'll be talking about 20 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
without
hope.
a doubt.
Now, here's the thing: they set the bar pretty fucking high. I hope the rest of the series can be that compelling. If it is, we are in for some amazing basketball. I think the Knicks tighten up. I think and get more physical. I think the Wolves have to have a DiVincenzo. They need some bench players to blow up.
He needs to almost carry the load scoring wise because he's not 100%, and you can't rely on him every single game. You got to have someone else step up, like the Pacers did today with baby Reggie Miller. Because, jeez, man, like
yeah,
he really reminded me of Reggie Miller the way he was hitting the threes, like
and full confidence. I mean, after he hit the first 2, as soon as he touched, I'm like, he's going to shoot again. He's going to shoot again. It was like Reggie.
Angles, like it's like there's no way that's going in. And
I think Julius Randle needs to keep playing the way he is. He's balling out right now. He's a big part of it. And Jaden McDaniels at the beginning of that other game, he started out really well. He scored like their first 7 points or something. Jaden McDaniels played well, but then where was he the rest of the game? He ended up with 7 points. Conley's another one. Somebody's got to pick up for the Naz Reid. Who else?
That was just terrible from him.
Naz Reid, DiVincenzo.
1 for 8.
That's another thing. I don't think the Wolves are deep enough. They don't play Dillingham. They don't play Shannon Jr. They don't play Jalen Clark. They played a little bit of Naw because they call him SGA and his cousin Nickel Alexander Walker. But they're not as deep as Luke Garzo and Josh Minott. Is that going to help them win the series?
Wait, their cousin? They're playing against each other. I just realized that. God,
yeah, they were Well, you weren't listening to the game the other day. Oh, you were streaming other stuff when that game was on.
No,
they talked about it.
Rios and I were seeing that game. It was just so bad.
Oh yeah,
that we weren't even paying attention.
Well, the announcers talked about the cousins a couple times, and a couple times when they faced off, which I didn't even realize they were cousins until they talked about it. I think depth is going to. I think depth right now, and I could be wrong because these are 4 great teams. Depth should be Indiana, Oklahoma City in the finals. Should be.
Yeah.
But we never know. Someone else goes down. It changes the whole thing. I'm not wishing on injuries, but that's as physical as these games are. Don't be surprised someone goes down, and that changes one of these 2 series. I'm not wishing on it, but it could happen.
Hopefully, that's basically how Golden State went on their dynasty run. A player going down.
Yeah. People
Now-
credit one of LeBron's titles for that, and some of the others. It happens. I mean, it's part of the game.
It's unfortunate.
Hypothetically speaking, if the Pacers win this series, right, will Halliburton be the new villain in Madison Square Garden?
Oh,
over
he already
Trae Young?
is.
He already is.
He already
He
is.
already is?
Oh,
over Trae
yeah.
Young, okay.
To do that choke point and Reggie on commentary, and it's
And then
like,
Reggie
yeah,
after the game pointing at him like Palpatine, like
to
no,
take the wind out of the Knicks fans' sails like that. Ooh, yeah, they're gonna hate on. Did you see the fan that they were throwing trash bags at?
Halliburton
McAfee brought
brought to the game.
McAfee brought him on the show, and Halliburton paid for a ticket for him to come to the game. He's a New York firefighter. That's how stupid these Knicks fans are. They were throwing trash just because he had a Halliburton shirt on. I thought he was going to get beat the shit. Like there was like 30 of them, and he's all alone. He's a New York firefighter, for goodness sakes. Come on, people. I yell at people with different jerseys and stuff, but you don't get physical and throw shit at him. That was like he was about to get murdered on the street. It looked bad.
Yeah, whatever Trae Young did. Oh no, their new villain is Halliburton. I mean, this is Eastern Conference Finals.
And Halliburton's like a very likable dude too, if you've ever seen interviews with him. But he wants to. He's accepting that role, I think.
He's got
We'll
to.
see.
I mean,
think the Knicks come out strong. What is it, tomorrow night? And I think the Wolves have to come out strong tonight, or else these could be quick series. I don't want them to be. I'm right with Rio, so I want game 7s in both of them. And if it goes in 7 in both, I think the favorites have. It's hard to say with the Knicks losing like that last night. It's up in the air. Any of these 4 teams can win. Any of these 4 teams can be the champs this year. It's that simple.
Yeah,
and
depending how these series play out, we might see a brand new champion. Like never in their
we're going to
top
see a brand new
history.
champion no matter what.
Yeah.
Timberwolves never won it. Pacers never won it.
Yep. The Knicks is like 50 years or something since they won one.
The Thunder never won it. There's 3 chances of a brand new champion.
I mean, the 7 new champions in a row. It's a sign of the times, man. The LeBrons, the Chris Pauls, the Stephs are on the way out. All these new stars are balling out. It's refreshing because at the beginning of the year, everyone was shitting on the NBA. Ratings are down. The game is horrible. This is bad. Now look, this is why I love basketball so much. The energy and my team's not even in it, but I got favorite players on all these teams, man. It's just like, it's great basketball. Any fan should be happy what we have.
You can be a fan of a team, but at the same time, like you can, root for a player like me. I'm a Rockets fan. I'm born and bred in Houston, but like watching Anthony Edwards, I would love to see this dude lift the championship because I respect his game.
Yeah.
But
I get if you want to get technical, OKC won when they were the Supersonics, but they didn't win a championship. They made it to the finals.
They made it to the finals.
They made it to the finals, but didn't win. That was
the Thunder
Sean
made it to the finals.
Was that the
They made it and lost
championship? I can respect that. Halliburton, I mean, he's really impressed me this postseason because when it started, he's overrated and he's nobody. He can't take them to the next level.
He didn't play that well at the beginning of the season. I'll be real. He's one of my favorite players. He did not play well at the beginning of the season. The Pacers had to come together. And they're doing well right now. We'll see.
Their coach, Rick Carlisle.
He's a legendary coach.
Oh, he
really is.
Legendary.
He is.
He was the coach for the Mavericks when they beat the super team Heat.
Yeah. Dirk.
You had Dirk and a bunch of guys on the wrong side of 30. Beating LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh in their fucking prime.
And didn't they have Shane Battier too and Ray Allen? No, that was a year later. Yeah, in 1979, they won it. I wasn't around.
It was in the 70s for sure. I don't remember when, but I wasn't born
Google
yet.
Master, go.
I want to say it was like 75.
The Sonics beat the Bullets in 79.
Did they? Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
I would not have known that.
Was that NBA or ABA?
That's NBA.
Was it? Oh, shit.
Yeah, ABA was earlier. Yeah, I didn't even remember that shit either, to be honest.
Woo, wait.
I'm trying to remember who
Rick Carlisle. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
We're still playing, so he can be.
No, Rick Carlisle. No, Greg Popovich is in the Hall of Fame when he was coaching.
Mhm.
Blade, Google
Dude,
Master.
not yet, not yet, but he will be.
Oh, okay.
Carlisle should be. I mean, come on, like you have a bunch of old geezers going against a super team in the Heat, and you beat them in 6 games.
Lenny Wilkins was the coach of that Seattle Supersonics team.
Oh man,
Oh, wow.
They had Dennis
No.
Johnson, Gus Williams, Jack Sigma, and Paul Silas. That's their stars.
You had those
No
guys,
superstar.
you had guys on the team. You had JJ Barea and Jason Terry outplaying prime LeBron James in the NBA Finals.
Once you get to this point, anything's on the table, and that's what I love about it. The parity that people are talking about with all these new champs, it's like we're not talking about the draft, Brian Pumper. Hashtag pump your brakes is now trending worldwide again.
No,
We'll talk
I
about
agree.
that in a
H.
couple
Bailey,
weeks,
no matter
buddy.
what. I agree. H. Bailey, no matter what.
I
Don't
mean,
turn
it's-
around. I'll
you love
take
to see
Giannis.
parity. You love to see parity. Like you see it in baseball, you see it in basketball. Since Tom Brady retired, you see it in football.
Wow,
Yeah, it's true. And it's you do go back, and if you just Google or look at the list of former champs, you see Celtics,
Oh, that's right.
Lakers, Bulls, Pistons, Rockets. It's like all these are, more than multiple championships for so long. And it's refreshing. It really is. And it's a sign of the times because I'm glad the super teams are kind of on the back seat. I'm glad that depth and defense and that stuff is key now, that people were shitting on that earlier in the season.
No, I mean, I applaud the new CBA. It took away the super teams because
True. Very good point.
Yeah, you had Kevin Durant and the fucking Warriors. Like, come on.
Yep. Very good point.
That almost killed basketball, honestly, because
Yep.
who was tuning in to watch the LeBron against the Warriors year in and year out? Like, thank God the new CBA took that shit away. Because
I was tuning in. LeBron, were you tuning in? Yep. Retire, bitch.
He's not going to retire.
He's there for 2 more years. He's going to play one time with frickin' Bryce, and they'll be gone.
Hey, look, Blaze. Brian agrees with you.
I didn't say he was boring. I just said he's over. I'm over him. He's not in my top 5 anymore.
Is he showing your top 10?
Yes, he has to be. He's
Okay.
He's legendary. I mean, what he's done cannot be denied. It's just how the end of his career is going has soured me on him big time.
no,
So
I mean,
who's ahead of him
you
then?
had multiple top 5 players, and what have you accomplished? The bubble ring? Like,
Well, I'm a
not-
big Dr.
not
J
talking
guy.
about
So
the Heat years. I'm talking about like with the Lakers.
yeah.
You forced them to get Anthony Davis, and
Yep.
you got the bubble ring, which no one.
Yeah.
Lakers fans
Who do
don't
you
really
have-
count because they're used to real championships. Their own fan base is calling that out. They're like, we're used to real championships, not this bubble ring.
Who do you have ahead of him?
For me, and this is personal bias too. I mean, it's Jordan, Kareem, Kobe, Shaq, Wilt, Steph. Who's going to argue with those ones? Then
Dr. J?
maybe.
you
and
can't even
Dr.
call
J,
them
'cause
LeBron
he's
era.
my favorite. I mean,
Curry
Dr. J's my number
is
1 favorite, but greatest is, I mean, you got Jordan, Magic, Curry. I mean, you can throw, there's other ones that people can throw Hakeem or Bill Russell in there too. I mean,
You said Magic, right?
yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time. What he
Yeah, you
did for
said
the
Bird
sport.
too. You said
I
Bird.
didn't say Bird. I hated Bird back then.
Really?
I was a Dr. J fan. I hated Larry Bird. He's great. I can't deny his greatness, but I couldn't
Oh,
fucking
that makes
stand that
sense.
ugly
Okay, yeah, I
bastard.
didn't. Okay.
But Kareem, I was a big Shaq guy too, the dominance that he had. I mean, I'm not going
Pause.
to deny what LeBron's done, but I mean, I don't want to get into that. Like I said, that conversation was on today. I couldn't believe it that they talked about Michael Jordan versus LeBron and their
You should
legacy.
be on there 'cause, I mean, at this point, it should be a case closed. I mean, he is 22 years, got basically 3.5 rings. No one counts that bubble ring. Like, come
And anybody who is under 30 years old, I got no problem with them saying LeBron's the greatest of all time because they haven't seen any of these guys that I've seen. I have no problem with
I
them
saw
saying
Michael
that.
Jordan when I was
Yeah.
1.
some of these younger players that are students of the game, they watch the tape and they're like, oh, okay,
Oh my God.
I see why they say Jordan's the greatest. Listen to former players, the way they revere him, and some of them still fear him.
Yeah.
Like
Curry, I have Curry
over.
over LeBron. Curry is my 3 or 4 right now. It'd be MJ, like Dr. J, Magic, Curry. LeBron's probably 6.
Not Duncan?
I wasn't a big Duncan fan. He's
That makes
great.
sense.
I wasn't a fan of it.
He could have been, but he was more of a team guy. He's
Yeah, I
second.
saw him on the Wizards too.
And he's
Yes.
he's kind of boring to me. I mean, he wasn't exciting. Duncan wasn't doing a windmill dunk, or he wasn't doing crossovers. Iverson, that's another one in my top 10.
That's why he's the big fundamental. He
Yeah,
could have put up much bigger numbers. It pains me to say as a Rockets
yeah.
fan.
I mean, fuck you, Brian Pumper, for making me agree with you. I am a fan of KG over Duncan. Duncan, if you put numbers and titles and all that, it's going to be Duncan. But
It's
me
gonna be
as a
Duncan.
personal fan, that's why I like Dr. J better than Magic or Bird.
Oh, Kevin, the kid. I mean, if he played on better teams, he would have
Yes.
more wins than one.
Plus, he was that tall, skinny guy that we see tons of now before it was cool.
He came out of high school and he was phenomenal. Like
Yep.
I was a big Kevin Garnett fan. Like I
Sean-
love this game because
Then there's the Sean Bradleys and the Manute Balls that were tall and skinny, but they didn't have skill like KG did.
You ready for this?
He could bring the ball up the court. He can post up. He can
Yes.
shoot outside.
I
And look
like-
what they do now. Giannis, KD, all those guys do that shit.
What a complete
I like
game.
Dirk over Kevin Garnett.
Dirk was fun to
I love
watch.
Dirk.
He had
I
some
love
crazy
Dirk.
The way he shot was nuts, and to take that team to
Weird.
a title
You
was
love Dirk?
phenomenal.
Well, I'm German, so of course I like Dirk.
Ah. Ah.
Even if
Like-
he's a Maverick, he's one of my fellow countrymen. Of course, I love Dirk.
Hey, I do want
Yeah.
to bring up something I
Adam
shared.
Silver would do anything to make the script happen. All right, Brandon. Yeah. R.I.P. to
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to
That's
give a
great.
shout out to the one-armed bandit, Hansel Emmanuel, who is declared for the draft, and he might go in the second round. We might see the first one-armed player, and he already said he will be in the dunk competition if he gets drafted. He'll go to the G League, maybe play something. I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be tough, but to see someone without a freaking arm, I played with a guy in college. He was deformed. His left arm was completely bent.
Yeah. Yep.
But
yep.
but this, how do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, I went to
Because I've
IUP. How do you know this guy? I'm talking about a specific guy that went to Indiana
No,
University of
because
Pennsylvania.
I've seen people like that.
Okay. I'm just saying this guy, and he didn't play on the team because he sold drugs and he was a big weirdo, But when we played pickup, no one could guard this dude. I mean, he used it to his advantage. He would use one arm half the time. And when I watch Hansel, I think of the same thing. But for someone like him to get drafted, that's crazy. And good for him for overcoming.
Oh,
A much worthier sick around pick than Bronny.
Yeah, right.
Here's a good question. How can Giannis become a top 10
Uh,
player of all
his
time?
career's not over yet.
He has time. I will point back to Hakeem. Like Hakeem made 2 finals with the Rockets. I mean, he's going against the fucking Boston Celtics. They had no chance of winning, but he had the numbers. You got to win more than one ring. You got to win more than one MVP.
Yeah, and leaving Milwaukee is the step in the right direction. Depends on where he goes. That's a big question that we will definitely talk about ad nauseum later in the year. But wherever he goes, if he can continue, he's incredible. He's incredible, and he could end up being a top 10.
Oh, Brian. Nothing. We see the one guys, Jaylen Brown.
I mean,
He can't go left.
he's not wrong, but he's right.
I get it. Here, let me. Congratulations, clever Brian, clever.
I like that. That was a good one, but it was just like, damn.
Oh, that was pretty clever.
Hey, he's the highest paid player in NBA history.
And there's also rumors he might be a part of a trade package to Houston. This offseason is going to be really crazy. Yeah.
It is. It is with big names like this possibly bouncing around. It is going to be very interesting offseason.
But I like that my Rockets are part of these rumors too, because people want to come here. It feels good.
Yesterday, I was just whistling, and the refs gave SGA a free throw.
Like we said at the beginning, we might not like it, but it's part of the game now.
Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of it, but I mean, what can you do?
I mean, let's face it. Any of us, if we were in the NBA and that was happening, and then you took the ball to the basket and you just got grazed on your face, you're flopping because you're going to the free throw line.
I blame Vlade Divac for this.
Yeah, he did start that shit. My only problem is
Harden.
My only problem is if you, like LeBron, if you get hit in the head, hold your head. Don't hold something else. Or if you get hit in the stomach, don't hold your shoulder. I mean, he's the worst at it.
I mean, he's not a good actor. We saw Space Jam too. His acting's not his thing.
True. Very good point.
Will we survive a SCA versus Brunson
I think we'll
series?
survive it, Brian. I think we'll still be alive.
Yeah, it's
If
going to be a
those two
long
play-
game.
I don't know.
It's going to be a long game for sure.
I wonder how many free throws I would get.
I mean, we gotta get there first. I think Indiana has something to say about that.
I mean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they came back and beat the Knicks. I mean, they snatched their souls. I mean, it's going to be tough for the Knicks coming back. If they lose game 2, this series might be
Yeah, that's a
tough.
heartbreaker. And we've seen that. Look at the first round.
Yeah.
Which normally home court advantage isn't really an advantage in this
Well,
postseason.
because people won't say this, but in sports, momentum is a real thing. And
Yes.
winning the way they did on your home court, it's demoralizing.
Yeah, they showed the Pacers after the game in the locker room, and it was short and sweet. Carlisle was like, "We're not done yet. We got this to focus." But I really wanted to see what Thibodeau said to his guys. That's the fly on the wall I wanted.
Yeah.
What did he say to his boys? Because you got to
Because
keep
they
them up. You
played-
can't let them go down.
You know what Brunson, Bridges, and Josh Hart said? We're Nova boys. We'll come back.
Well, hey, if that's what it takes.
They played their ass off and they still lost.
Yeah, that's
What
the
more
tough.
can you do?
At home,
I
and like you said, momentum. They were coming off of a wave of momentum to get to these finals. And now, what's up, James? James Sargent in the house. My friend, salute to you, brother.
He will never sub again. He's talking about Thibodeau.
We've seen that before, and
Here's the
just
thing
talking
with
about
Thibodeau, though. He's a guy that's stuck in his ways. I wouldn't be surprised.
what-
The only thing I don't see them playing Precious Achua and I just see them getting more physical. That's what I think we're going to get with the Knicks. They're going to try to take the pace down and slow the game down and get physical.
that, and I think he's going to play his starters a lot. I don't think we're going to see Brunson sit again this series. I
Yeah.
don't think he takes a breather.
I
Maybe
agree.
a minute at most. He's going to play him the entire series. He's going to play
Just like I said at the beginning, though, where do you go? PJ Tucker? Dion Wright?
I like
Tyler
Deion
Cole-
Wright.
I mean, they're okay, but those aren't game changers like the Thunder and the Pacers have off the bench. They don't have it.
Yeah,
I
'cause they-
really wish I want coach's take on this. I really wish I could get coach's
Yeah, I
take.
could with the Pacers. You saw guys I haven't seen all season step up, and the Knicks they played more guys yesterday, and they didn't do anything.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. So that's gonna have it for the Pick and Roll podcast this week.
No show
Love
next
that-
week. Mitch is on vacation.
Yep.
Boom.
I will not.
And then we'll be
here.
back 2 weeks, Thursday at 6:09 p.m. Can you make it at 6 o'clock, Rios, if we did it at 6 instead? Would that be better for you?
Well,
On a
5
Thursday,
o'clock your time.
I'm
Yeah.
off Tuesday.
Or yeah. But
He's
I just
off
think we'd
Thursday,
get
so.
that's right. I just think we'd get more people off of work in the East Coast and stuff if we started at 6 and Mitch like 69.
Mitchell McCoy.
So Mitch wants to go live at 6:09 on Thursdays.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
So
You
we-
wanted to go
So we,
6.
anytime's
we
good.
may do 6 o'clock. It might get some more people in the chat and stuff like that.
We'll
But we'll
cut
see.
it out.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll cut it out.
Thanks everybody who stopped in, by the way.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Good turnout today.
That joke by Brian Pumper. That was
That was
wrong
good.
with
Yeah,
funny.
stop making me like you, Brian Pumper.
That was good.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Make sure you guys
And
hit
don't
that like.
forget, the
What?
savior of the Knicks is coming.
Oh my god!
That is
Get the
disturbing.
news out of my head.
How
I'm
did you,
gonna win it
did you
all.
Photoshop that and then frame it? Ow.
You know who the Knicks need? Tobias.
Tobias should come to the Knicks.
All right, guys. We'll catch you all later. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Appreciate everyone tuning in. And peace, guys. Everyone have a good one.